Trishnana jirna, vayameva jirna. We die, our desires don't die. So such is this. They always keep making plans. How they ride the donkey, they put a carrot like this and they'll ride the donkey. The donkey thinks if I take one step, I'll eat the carrot. But he keeps taking steps but doesn't get to eat the carrot at all. That's how you fool the donkey. So this is how these people are foolish and they're never going to be satisfied. Asau maya hata shatru hanishya cha aparanapi. He says, I have killed these many enemies, now I'll kill some more enemies, because he's a Kshatriya, so from that. Otherwise, think of a businessman, I've killed this competition by unfair means, I've swallowed those companies, I have hostile takeovers, and then I will take over some more and kill that competition also by unfair means, he says. Ishvaroham bhogi siddhoham balvan sukhi. I am the Lord, I am the Supreme. Bhogi, I am the enjoyer of all this wealth and power. Siddhoham, I am perfect, I have attained everything. Nobody can find any fault with me. Balvan Sukhi, I am the most powerful, I am the happiest person. They go on telling, but they are not at all happy. They have a list thinking all this, if they check box, they will be happiest people. But they are never happy because they are always having another desire to chase. Adyo Abhijanvanasmi. I am wealthy and I have wealthy relations. All my relatives and friends, I have my the clan, I belong to a wealthy, rich family, I am born in a wealthy family. This kind of pride they take. And then, Ko anyo asti sadrushva maya. Who else is there like me? I am the best. This is the kind of attitude they carry. Then, Yakshe dasyami. I will give donations. I will do yajnas. And modishya, and I will rejoice because by giving donation, you will get some punya. And after doing all the papas, you want to do a little donation and wash off all your sins. Doesn't happen. So, modishya, iti agyana vimohita. These deluded by ignorance think like this. Billions of dollars they'll have. They'll give one few hundred or $1,000 or $1,000 and they'll feel so happy and so proud that they have done so much of charity today. That charity also they do with this same pride, not with humility. I say when right hand gives, left hand should not know, left hand gives, right hand should not know. But they want to be known by all people everywhere, forever. So this is how these people live, and that is also because of the ignorance. Bali Chakravarti was like that. He wanted to give greatest charity to everybody. But it was a show off only, no? He was not doing it out of great this thing, and then he had to be taught a lesson by Vamana. Here, Alexander the Great, so-called great, Hiranyakashipu, these are all examples. So Krishna knows all of them in and out, that's why he is describing. And what else they do? Aneka chitta vibhrantaha mohajala samavritaha prasaktaha kama bhogeshu patanti narke ashuchau. What happens? Their mind is so distracted. Aneka chitta vibhranti means there is delusions. One thing they think now, suddenly they want to do another thing now. They are always distracted. And they have wrong understanding and convictions. Because of the wrong conviction, they keep on doing the wrong things. Moha jala samamrita, as if they have been caught in the web or caught in the net of delusion. Like if you're caught in the net, how much ever you try, you can't come out of it. You're trapped. So they're like trapped in this kind of a thinking and they cannot come out of it. You call them, make them sit, make them attend satsang, try to improve them and nothing happens. In Hindi say, bhais ke aage been bajane. You play a musical instrument instead of in front of a buffalo, what will it understand? How much ever you try to train them, improve them, work on them, it doesn't work. Many times some students, when we have taken from many places, they don't learn how much ever we tell. The teachers ask, this is becoming difficult. They take away all our energy and time. One or two of them take away all the time. I said, then send them home because I don't think this is meant for them. So leave it because we can't spend all the energy on 2 children and 28 are waiting. So sometimes we have to also take decisions on these people. Like Krishna took decisions with demons with whom he met. And then Prasaktaha kama bhogeshu patanti narke ashchau. Because they are so attracted for kama bhoga, means for their lust and desires, they want to fulfill it all the time, that they fall into the worst of the narkas. Ashuchau, unclean narka. Narka means what you think there is some place called Narka, and our Puranas also have a very beautiful description of what all the innovative ways, creative ways they torture the Papatma in the Narkas. And Narkas have their name and standards and status and all that stuff. They fry you in the oil and they hang you upside down and burn you in the fire, all that stuff. But true Narka is what you don't have peace of mind. That is Narka. Here and now you can experience that Narka because you don't have peace of mind. You have everything. You have bed, you have no sleep. You have wealth, you have no peace. You have family, you have no love. You have name, no respect. This is Narka. And this is the Narka these people are living in, the hell. Hell of a mind that is never at peace. And so they go through all these torture. This is what Ashantasya kuto sukham Krishna says. For a mind which is not peaceful, where is happiness for such a person? We may be, if their mind is peaceful, even with little we can be happy and we can enjoy. So prasakta kama bhogeshu patanti, they fall into the worst of the hells. It means their mind is in the worst state. And prasakta, so Krishna doesn't say sakta. Sakta means attached. Prasakta means addicted. Such deep attachment, they're addicted. Those drug addicts, whatever you do, they will go back again to their habits. How much ever you try to. So these are addictions. Wealth is addiction, name is addiction, power is addiction, popularity is addiction, body, beauty, strength, all these is addictions. They are addicted to it. So you can't get rid of them. Atma sambhavitaha stabdha dhanamanam madanvitaha. Atma sambhavita, so full of themselves. It's only about them. Nothing else exists, nobody else exists around. That's why such a person enters a room, it's a hell for everybody else. Because only he talks about his achievement, his plans, his vision, his this, his that. No other opportunity for anybody. You will find some of the characters like this, self-centered, full of themselves, very high opinion about themselves. Stabdha, very rude to others. They don't listen, they don't give attention, they don't pay any respects, very impolite to others. Dhanamanam adanvitaha, dhana, wealth, mana, their position in the society, mada, intoxicated by that. They are like this, intoxicated by their wealth and their name. Yajante nama yajnasti, even if they do yajna or puja or dana or any ritual or spiritual activity so called, they also do nama yajnaste, namesake. For whose name? Their namesake, not even God's name. Namesake because it is just done for the sake of exhibitionism, and second it's for their name. A huge big letters will be there. Who's built this temple? People will remember the temple by the name of the person who built rather than by the God who lives inside. So that is the kind of control. And there are temples in India which are known by the builders and not by the God who lives. Even today, till date, I don't know who is the God inside that temple. And the temple is named after some big business family. I don't know who is inside, Krishna or Rama or Shiva, or is there any God inside at all. For sure, there is no God in such temples. The statue is there, idol is there. So, Nam Yajnaste, Dambhena, out of great arrogance and pride they do. Avidhi Purvakam, without following any proper rituals and proper, they have no respect for the real process of doing things. It's all about themselves. And I have seen people, they are building temples of themselves also. Even while they are alive. All kinds of things we have seen in this world. So these people are highly hypocrite. They are hypocrites to the core. They say one thing, they do another thing, and it's all about themselves. Even if they conduct a big, Daksha Prajapati was there, to show off his wealth and power, he conducted the yajna. He didn't even invite Shiva. And all others whom he invited was only to show off. He is capable of doing such a huge yajna, he is so big and he is so powerful. Similarly, even Ashwamedha yajnas people did only to prove their power. These are not done for pleasing God or bringing prosperity. They is only show off that they are Chakravartis. So ahankaram balam darpam kamam krodam cha samshritaha mamatma paradeheshu padvishanto abhyasuyakaha. He says these people have ahankara, ego, that's given. Balam, power or the strength. Darpam, arrogance. Kamam, high desire, endless desires or lust. Krodham, anger, when their desires are not fulfilled. Samshrita, they have taken refuge in these wrong qualities. And unless they fulfill any of these things, the day is not done. They feel unfulfilled and dissatisfied at the end of the day if none of these has happened. You should see all these. And Mamatma Paradeheshu, they insult me as I am within themselves and in all others, he says. Pradvishanto, they insult me. Why the insult? Because the very divinity that you are not behaving according to the divinity. It's an insult to the divinity which is within. It is an insult to the divinity who is in all. So Krishna says, they insult me. Padvishanto, abhyasuyakaha, they're blasphemous. They're envious. And therefore they insult everybody. So, Sarvajiva Namaskaram Keshavam Prati Gacchati. Similarly, Sarvajiva Tiraskaram Keshavam Prati Gacchati. Whomever you salute the Lord. Whomever you insult the Lord. That is our scriptures say. So Krishna says, by not behaving as per their true original divine nature, they are insulting the presence of divinity within and without. So every time you deviate from real nature, you are actually insulting divinity which has trusted you with this human birth and allowed you to take a human birth and propagate dharma and do good things. You are not doing that, you are insulting the very divinity. If you don't behave well with each other or you don't respect or love each other, you are not respecting me only because these are my principles. These are my ideas. These are my value systems. If you don't follow those, you are indirectly insulting me. So that is the idea Krishna is telling. You are insulting the divinity within and without because you are identifying yourself with the wrong idea of demonic qualities. तानहं द्विषतः क्रूरान् संसारेषु नराधमान् क्षिपाम्य अजस्रम् अशुभानां asurishveva yonishu. He says, for such people who do like this, what happens? You must know, no, what is the result, what you gain out of it. This is what you gain. Those who hate me, hate divinity, hate God, hate good things, and kruran, and they're cruel in this samsara, they are naradhaman, they are the lowest kind of people that is possible. First time he is mentioning nara here now. Earlier he was saying demon and gods only exist in this world, but he's saying those humans who behave like this, they are the worst of the humans, because they are demonic. And what do I do? Shipami. Shipamyam. What Krishna does with these people is that I throw them, I put them, ajasram, I throw them into what? Is Ashubhan, Asuri Shveva Yonishu. I send them back into yonis. Yonis means wombs, or species or next birth of lower kinds, Asuri Yoni, because they attract for them. So then you will say, oh, Krishna is not supposed to interfere. He doesn't throw anybody, he doesn't favor anybody. Krishna means to say, by the very divinity, by the very scheme and the design of things, they are born in such lowly births. They attract such births, they got into such yonis where they further the same bad qualities. They can't improve from there. That's why it says, Kamanyah kamayate mannimanaha, or Mundakopanishad, Kama vir jayate tatra tatra. Because of the desires, they are born in such and such places or wombs. But paryapta kamasya kritatmanamastu, Iha eva praviliyante kama. The one whose desires are done, fulfilled, here only he gets redeemed. All his desires are done. But if your desires are not done, you will be born again and again. Many times grandfathers are born in the same family as a grandson or a granddaughter. They are attached. The desires are not done, so they keep repeating themselves again and again. So this is what happens to them. Isha Upanishad says, Asuryanam teloka andhena tamsavrataha. They enter the world of asuras, such people, which is how? Full of darkness. Tamas andhena, blinding darkness. Imagine if you are tied down in a room which is blinding dark. How will you feel? You can't see yourself, you can't feel yourself, and you are tied there forever. What misery that is. That is the idea of this kind of world, just to show that how difficult their lives would be. So, Asurim yoni mapanna mudha janmani janmani mama prapyaiva kaunteya tato yanti adamam gatim. Krishna says, Asurim yonim, they enter these demonic wombs, demonic births, and Mudha, because of their foolishness, Janmani, birth after birth, they enter these demonic wombs. And they go on propagating and promoting and continuing this, perpetuating their cruelty and wrong habits. And they further, it's a downward spiral. They keep sinking into this darkness again and again. Mam aprapyeva, because they have not attained me. And so what happens? Yanti adhamam gatim. They go lower and lower and lower worlds, adhama. And lower births they take. They get worser by the births. This is what happens to them. And that's why our Adi Shankara says, Labdhva katham chira narajanma durlabham. In Viveka Chudamani he says, see, you have attained human birth somehow, Nara birth. Nara means Nari, both humans. You have attained, somehow you have attained durlabham. It's very rare to get this kind of birth. Tatrapi pumsatvam shrutipar darshanam. In that also, suppose you have got the opportunity to study the scriptures, which was given to only male in those times, but in today's terms, male or female. You have got an access to this kind of a right kind of knowledge, satsang, good company, seva, all these good things. Yasto atma muktau na yadate mudadihi, the one still who does not put efforts to realize the self and become free, that fool, sahyatma swayam vinihantya sadrahat. It's like he kills himself. He commits harakiri. He commits suicide. It is equivalent to that. You may say, no, I am a billionaire, trillionaire, I have a lot of wealth, I have this, I have cars and bungalows and power and servants. No, you are killing yourself. Day after day, you are just destroying yourself, because you are doing everything else other than what you are born to do, which is to know the truth of who you are and be free. So this is what is happening to most of the world. That is why Kaschit Dhira, some one or two people, Pratyaka Atmanam Akshat, wants to know the truth. Avrit Chakshu turns within. Amritattva Micham, because he desires immortality. He doesn't want to be born again and again. And worse, born in lower and lower births, worser and worser births, which is even more harming. Trividham narkasyedam dwaram nashanam atmanaha kama krodhastatha lobha tasmat etat trayam tyajet. Very important shloka. It says there are 3 doors to hell. Because there is such a big rush, one door is not enough. 3 doors. What are the 3 doors? Kama, lust and desires. Krodha, anger. And Lobha, excessive greed. These are the 3 doors. Kama, this greed, this lust for things, lust for pleasures, this is very strong. This is one of the most strongest instincts created, and that is a trap. Then, but kama, if it is born out of prema, it is perfect. But kama born out of only kama is wrong. Then krodha, obviously, you get angry when you don't get what you want, and then you trouble everybody, and then angry person doesn't know what he's doing, thinking he's intoxicated. So that is the second door to hell. And third is lobha, greed. And you see, 50% of world's wealth is controlled by 2% people in the world. This is how lobha at its best, $100 trillion GDP and 600 million people going to bed hungry every day. This is the world we live in. Dichotomy, the differences between haves and have-nots. Why it's happening? Lobha. Some people are so greedy and they have the power, unfortunately, like asuras. They have taken over the entire thing and don't allow others. They don't let others in. That is the problem with our system. And unfortunately, they are encouraged. They are made heroes, they are given awards, they are celebrated. It's so unfortunate. But that is how the world is right now. So, kama, krodha, lobha, tasmat etam tajet. Therefore, give up these three things because they are surest way to hell. These are. So now you will think, so many asuri qualities Krishna said. I think he just wanted to, vent it out. But at the end he says, if you can't remember all those several bad qualities, just remember these three. Kama, krodha, lobha, if you have, you are good enough you are eligible for hell in the future. So kama, krodha, lobha, these are the things which you must give up. That is what he says. And etar vimuktah kaunteya tamodvarai tribhir naraha. Once you get rid of these three, and these three, ways of getting into hell, if you get rid of these things, and what else? Acharati atmanah shreyaha. For your own welfare you work. Welfare means uddared atmanam, to rise, to become better. Tato yati param gatim. And then you will attain the highest state, which is param gatim. Param gatim means to realize that you are the divine Purushottama and nothing less than that. So that is what one has to do, get rid of these qualities. And tamodvara, these are all gates of tamas, darkness, that is hell. Get rid of it, and then what you do, work for your own redemption, welfare of others and your welfare. Atmano mokshartam jagat hidayacha. Work like that and you will attain me, you will attain the highest truth, and that from there, yad gatvana nivartante, tad dhamam paramam, Krishna says. That is the place where once you reach, you never come back again. Because once you turn into pure divine, you will not become demon again. It is that beauty of this spiritual knowledge. It is never lost. Even swalpamapyasya dharmasya, he says, even little you know of this, trayate mahato bhayat. Great fears are alleviated. So how do I do this? Naturally, you have to go and find a way to do all these things, right? After listening to this, he says, Yaha shastra vidhim utsrajya vartate kamakarataha na sa siddhim avapnoti na sukham na param gatim. Those who give up the dictates of the shastras, the scriptures. Shastra means not every shastra. Shastra is that which teaches you about the highest wisdom. There are many types of shastra. Artha shastra is there, Kautilya's. So also there are Vimana shastra is there, Ayurveda shastra. I'm not talking about that shastra. Here shastra means the highest knowledge is Prasthana Trayas. This kind of shastras which teach you about the self, they give you a very scientific, methodical approach to realize your divinity. That's why they're called shastra. They're like texts, science, arts of how to do it. To follow, those who do not follow and are driven by only their desires, they ignore the virtues and the instructions of the great scriptures. What happens to them? Na siddhim avapnoti. They don't attain perfection, they don't attain the highest. And what happens? Na sukham. They don't attain happiness in this world also. Na param gatim. Nor the world above. Neither iha nor para. Nothing they attain. They are in that Trishanku Swarga, foolish heaven, thinking they are very happy. But they are not. Like the dog which goes on chewing the dry bone till its gum starts bleeding and it thinks it is enjoying the bone, but it's harming itself. That is the way these people live, who do not follow the correct way of the scriptures. I just want to draw attention to our simple thing like ashrama dharma. Brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa. There are 4 ashram dharmas. If you follow that dharma, everybody will find moksha at the end. 100 years are enough to realize. 25 years brahmacharya, 25 years grihastha, 25 years vanaprastha and 25 years as sannyasa, and you will become a realized person. It was to be that way. Within 100 years you can realize. But once you want to realize, sometimes children take to this, I want to take this path of spirituality. Like Shankaracharya wanted to take. Mother was not willing. She gave this argument of Shastra only. But he said, what is that Shastra which comes in the way of me and God? That Shastra is no Shastra. If we do get double promotions, no, if you are very intelligent. Likewise, if you are very spiritual, from brahmacharya straight to sannyasa, you can jump. Skip all the in between if you want to. So Shastra also has to be understood correctly. Whatever takes us towards God is the real Shastra. And our scriptures say, Shastrasya Guru Vakyasya Satya Buddhyavadaran. Have faith in the Shastras and the word of the Guru, because Guru is a walking, talking Shastra. He is the living embodiment of all Shastras. Sat Shastri Kurvanti Shastrani, they say. Such a person gives meaning and definition and a true understanding of the Shastras, because he lives those values day in, day out. So Guru is important. So what happens to these people? How do I get rid of this tamasa or the narka? Follow the injunctions of the Shastras, the right scriptures, or fall at the feet of the Guru. And he is so lucky, Arjuna, he is already at the feet of the Jagat Guru, Gita Acharya, Sri Krishna, who is taking him step by step through this whole process of redemption. So such a person will be able to follow. So our Shastras say that please go read the Shastras, do argue it out. Tarkavada, Shastra Pramana, Tarkavadam and Swanubhava, and ultimately realize it for yourself. This is the way of the Shastras. What happens then? Such a person will never come to any ruin, never come to any sorrow. Last shloka, Tasmat Shastram Pramanam te Karya Karya Vavistitau Gyatva Shastra Vidhanoktam Karma Kartum Iharhasi. Says, therefore, after learning what Shastra says, Shastra Pramanam, what is to be done in life, Karya and Akarya, what is to be done and what should not be done. Remember, we had talked about Karma, Akarma, Vikarma earlier in the chapters we have heard. What is to be done, what is not to be done, what is not to be done in a certain way. All these we must have an understanding, and Shastras will tell us. See, these scriptures may find a new way of doing things today, but the principles remain the same. The application may change in today's world, but principle of truth, principle of dharma, principle of nyaya, all these dana, tapa, all these remain the same. Differently we can do. Now you will remember in Dhyana Yoga, now where do I find one deer skin, where do I find kusha grass, then only I will start meditation. Not necessary. Don't go with the ritual part of Shastras, go with the spirit, the philosophy of the Shastra, what it is trying to teach you. So Gyatva Shastram Vidhanoktam, the way it is written in Shastra, you understand that, how it is said, Karma Kartum, then you do your actions in this world. Whatever Shastra says, Tyaktena Bunjita, sacrifice and consume. Tyage naiki amritacha manushu, attain immortality through sacrifice. So many such things our Shastra says. So do that and you attain me. We need somebody to guide us when you go to a new place. A GPS is needed. And Guru is like a GPS. Shastras are like GPS, map. They tell us which route to take and how to reach, which is the fastest, which is the less crowded, less traffic route. And our Guru is so good. Even if you don't follow, the GPS resets itself, right? You take a wrong turn, think your own way and try and get into traffic jam. Then your GPS resets itself and says, okay, now that you have foolishly landed in this way, not listening to me, still I am compassionate enough to, that GPS lady will find another route out of that place. So Guru and Shastras are so compassionate. If you have made a mess of everything by not following, still they will give you a way out. Saying, okay, no problem, so far, so this happened, leave it, past is past, bygones are bygones. Here onward you start on the right path. So this is the compassion of Guru. He never rejects the disciple once he accepts it. That's why I say getting accepted by a Guru is the greatest achievement you can have. You can go to the Guru. Guru may not accept you. But once Guru accepts you, it becomes his responsibility. So Shastras are like mothers. They accept us, they take care of us. Even if we harm them, they still help us. So read these Shastras, and Bhagavad Gita is one of the best Shastras. So this is what happens at the end. Pariksha lokan karmachitan brahmana nirvedam ayat. After having gone through the world, its ups and downs, good, bad, ugly and beautiful things, finally the man comes to conclusion, this is a waste of time. Nasti kaschit akritya kritena. All that we do does not help us to realize the ultimate thing, which is without any cause, without any reason. Ultimate truth, it doesn't help us with all the worlds of the world, works of the world. So what happens? Tat vijnanartham gurumeva abhigachet. Such a person reaches to the Guru. Shrotriyam brahmanishtam. Samitpanihi. Samitpanim with dry wood. Dry wood means dry mind, bereft of desires, lust, anger, greed, kama, krodha, lobha. Such a person reaches a Guru and says, please guide me. Who is a Guru? Shrotriyam. He is the one well versed in the Shastras. And Brahmanishtam. He is completely absorbed and established in the truth, divinity. You reach such a person, he will make you understand the Shastras better. He will help you guide because he lives the Shastras. His very life is a Walking, talking, Shastra. So you can see, that's why I say observing a master at work is the best way to learn things. Observe a craftsman, a master artist, a master potter, a master sculptor. Just observe him. By observing, you learn so much more. All the theory will be seen in practical way. This is what we are doing here, trying to teach you back. So if you lead a life like this, finally Isha Upanishad Rishi prays, Hiranyamayena pratrena satya sahitam mukham Tattvam Pushana Pavrunu Satya Dharmaya Drishtve. See, O Lord, Hiranmaya means the golden one, like sun. The truth has been hidden by a golden lid. Where? Within me. I am not able to retrieve it, I am not able to realize it. But please have compassion on me. Why? Satya Dharmaya Drishtve. I have followed Satya and Dharma all my life as per your guidance, as per your instruction, O Lord. So please have compassion on me that I have followed your instructions. Hopefully I have pleased you. Have compassion. Remove that veil of ignorance. Show me the self. Show me the truth. This is how the Isha Upanishad Rishi prays. At the end, so humbly he puts in, Vayu Ranilam Amritam Athedam Bhasmantam Shariram. My body is now being given to the air and all the elements, the fire. And he is going back. Bhasmantam, it will become ash. My last moment has come. So what he says, please remember, Krito smara, Kritam smara, Krito smara, Kritam smaraha, he says. Remember, O Lord, the good that I have done in this life, the injunctions of the scriptures that I have followed, the command of the divinity that I have practiced. Please, by virtue of that, redeem me from this life and death. Take me unto you. Agnenaya Supataraya, he prays. Take me onto the royal path, divine path, unto you, because I have followed what you have told me. I have developed divine qualities. I have shunned the demonic qualities. I have followed the injunctions of the scriptures. Hopefully, I have pleased you with my conduct. So, accept me and help me realize the truth and redeem me. This is how the Isha Upanishad Rishi prays. So, this is the demonic and good quality and bad qualities that we have. And see, whatever, we all have the opportunity to change. We have all the opportunity to transform ourselves. Take interest in your own welfare. If you're not interested in your welfare, who can help you? Who can help you? So be interested in your welfare and please read these scriptures with great Shraddha, practice it and redeem yourself. That is the message of Bhagavad Gita.